Welcome. The Fresh Air is Overrated, the weekly source for anything gaming with Wild Matt and Curbs.
And Steiner.
Again,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, welcome to Fresh Air is Overrated. It is episode 207. It is November, what is it, 10th? November 10th. We missed last week because I fell asleep and then I didn't show up. That's me, Wild Matt over here. And hey, Steiner's here.
Yes,
What?
yes, Steiner is here.
What the hell happened to all my settings? What the hell? That is
Computer crash?
the weirdest
I
thing.
don't know.
That is the weirdest thing. So here, you're black on this screen for some reason.
Nice.
But you are everywhere else. I don't know why that happened. But hey, there you go. I had you all. Everything was set up, and then it destroyed itself, I guess. But there you go, fixed. It's not very hard. So, what's up?
Just installed Dishonored 2.
Good
That's
stuff.
Pretty much what's up.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
before we go
don't
into
have
games we're
anything else to
playing
say.
here, I'm just gonna talk about megascorcher.com. Hey, that's the website you go to. And then it'll show it's pretty much just Fresh Air that's up there right now. Like, I don't have anything else. I do have the old website as a database, and now I have to basically split out what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. And yeah, pretty much I just want to keep the show posts, and I don't know if I want to keep much of anything else, to be honest. But hey, there you go. Anyways, go check out that website. All the VODs and MP3s are all there. We're available on iTunes and a bunch of other podcatchers. And also we're streaming live on youtube.com/megascorchertv/live. And also we're on Twitch this week.
Oh,
I'm just streaming
back on
Twitch.
Twitch.
It's a shitty quality, but hey, we're there.
Yeah.
We are there.
See what happens.
So, yeah, that's about it. Let's go into... Oh, well, you know what? Before we go into games we're playing, too, I got something else I want to talk about.
Yep.
So, next week, Fresh Air is going to be about video games again.
What?
Let's make it about video games again.
No way.
Mhm. I know, the video gaming show.
Wow.
I know. So,
Wow. A video game show about video games. That's
it's weird.
something special.
It doesn't make sense, but I'm going to go for it. So that's what's gonna happen, and then all the like WWE stuff and the MMA stuff is gonna go into a show called Sprawl and Brawl. Crazy, and then I might have shows other than that. But
This Sprawl and Brawl you speak of, what is that exactly? Sounds familiar, but it's been so long, I just forgot.
I don't know. I think
Just
we did
dropped
like
out of my head.
29 episodes or something of a show called that.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Something like that. And then who knows? Maybe something else too. I don't know.
Yeah.
But those are mainly the two that right now that I want to focus on. But hey, I could envision maybe something called Insidious coming back, because I was looking at the podcast numbers for that, and a lot of people downloaded that for some reason.
Really?
I guess maybe television. People like television. I don't know.
People like TV.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad we don't watch the same shows whatsoever. But
No, well, it's not like there's a bazillion shows anymore. They're all like lame Netflix stuff that I've already seen or that I don't want to watch. So it's just like,
well, you don't watch the DC
Marvel stuff. No, I'm
television
good.
crap,
I'm good. I'm all right. I don't
which
want
that's
to watch.
pretty much all I watch.
I mean, like the Flash and stuff, and Arrow. I mean, whatever. They're pretty corny for what they are. There's CW shows, man. I don't know if you've seen CW shows. They're pretty much in line with everything they do. Like the 100. That show's not bad, but it's it has some cheese on there. Has some cheese.
They're going to the demographic.
Sure. Which is, hey, I don't know. They do a good job of like ripping off stuff that's good. I don't know what Arrow's a rip off of, but like Vampire Diaries is just, you know what it is. You know what Vampire Diaries is. All right.
No, I've never actually seen or understand what it is.
Okay,
whatsoever.
but guess what they're going for with that title? They're going for Twilight.
Buffy the
They're
Vampire
going
Slayer?
for Twilight. Nah, they're
No.
going for Twilight. It's like a Twilight thing. All right.
Is it? I have no.
Well,
I don't
they
even
were going
understand
for
what
the same
Twilight
crowd.
is. So
They were going for the same crowd. Oh, you know,
Sure.
you don't need to understand what it is. It's Pretty Boys. Which Pretty Boy's gonna win?
I don't know. Josh Whedon.
I don't think he's one of the two options. Let's go on to games we're playing. You said that you were playing, what's it called again? Dishonored?
Well, I just installed Dishonored 2, but I installed Dishonored last week and been playing through that. I got 3/4 of the way through it again. Been playing StarCraft 2 like always, and was playing some Fallout 4 again.
I'm looking at my overlays and I don't have games we're playing in it. Good stuff. I guess I didn't save my last project here on XSplit. Shout out to XSplit, by the way. I think I had 6 years free when I went to PAX a while ago. I just grabbed a bunch of them and I have a bunch of free years now. But yeah, it's good stuff if you ever need to use anything and are willing to pay. I mean, OBS is good too, but XSplit just does some stuff that OBS doesn't.
Yeah.
I've been still playing 1010, which is that iPhone game. It's pretty addicting. Once you start playing, you just I played. You go. I'll just play a game, and then it turns out you play for 30 minutes. It's just like, well, there you go. That's pretty much all I've been playing. I still want to get Battlefield. I just got paid today, so I should have gotten it today, actually.
And no traffic tickets and or stupidity going on.
Nothing. Everything's good. That is, well, sure. It's as good as can be after I paid that $400.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then the new release is Dishonored 2. What?
Yeah.
What? How did that happen?
I don't know.
And then,
they announced it like a year and a half ago, and then it came out now.
And that's about it, to be honest. There's something called Rhythm Heaven. Oh crap! I didn't put the other title for some reason, but it's on the Wii U. It's a new Rhythm Heaven. If you're into that,
I didn't know there was a other Rhythm Heaven.
Mm-hmm. Those games are all right.
Is it instruments or is it just?
No, it's like mini games, but it's like rhythm based.
Okay, something I wouldn't even want to comprehend what it is. Okay, let's go on.
Sure, it's pretty easy. Like like Elite Beat Agents. That's like a music, but that might be a bad example. Let's see. It's the same developers. That's why it's Nintendo. It's whoever makes those rhythm things at Nintendo.
Could really care less, or couldn't care less, or.
It's all right. It's all right. Like one level, some of them look like Wario. That's a pretty good example. The WarioWare games. They're kind of like that, but they're like rhythm based instead of just. You don't know what WarioWare is?
No, I know where Wario had his own games. I don't know what the fuck they were.
They're mini games.
I haven't played a Nintendo game since the wrestling games on the 64, whatever the fuck those were.
Actually, you know what? They're called micro games. They're like they're like micro.
Sure. Isn't that just Mario Party? Isn't that what that essentially is?
No,
it's just a whole bunch of mini game micro games.
Mario Party's terrible. Don't. Yeah.
Yet it's probably the biggest seller for the fucking system.
I don't know if it's the biggest seller. I don't know about that.
It would be up there.
Pretty sure it's up there. I'm pretty sure Mario Kart and the regular Mario games do better. Zelda, pretty sure Zelda would also do better than that.
There hasn't been a Zelda for the Wii U.
I know, but there will be. And it's coming out at the same time as when the Switch comes out. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's going to be like the first.
And how many of those are they actually going to sell for the Wii U?
However many people want it. It's gonna be like when that Zelda came out, the last one, Twilight Princess. Was that what it was?
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, it came out on the Wii, and then like 2 months later, it came out on the Wii U.
No, that was. I'm talking
It
about the
wasn't a
game. I'm talking
simul-
about the GameCube Wii one.
Oh,
That came out on both.
okay. That
Yeah.
I
He was
I don't
right-handed on the GameCube, and then no, he's left-handed. That's right, he's left-handed. And then when they ported it to the Wii, he was right-handed. Most people are right-handed. So.
Right-handed, yeah, that would be kind of.
So they just mirror flipped the whole game.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. So that's the difference between those two games. It's pretty weird. All right, gaming and news of the week. There's some stuff. Unfortunately, it was mostly last week. It wasn't really stuff that was this week. But hey, that's still all right, I suppose.
I do have a follow-up question to the first topic.
Well, sure. Let
I guess it's a question.
me talk about the first topic first.
Yeah.
So the PS Pro or the PS4 Pro, is it out right now? It's out right now, isn't it? It came out last Friday, I think.
Was it? I thought it was tomorrow, or is it next Friday?
I think it might already be out.
Because 15th is.
Or it might be
ringing a bell.
tomorrow.
That may have been the.
It's
VR.
tomorrow. It's
Was
tomorrow.
the October.
It's tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. I remember it being a weird date. It's
Which that doesn't work for people. Yeah, most shit here is closed tomorrow.
Not in Ontario.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Okay, so here's
Lest we
the thing.
forget, but yet we don't get time to think.
So,
Mm. Yeah. Cameral Unlimited is it. It's the Game of the Year edition of what the PC version was essentially. That then they released on console. Yeah, well, it's because when they originally released it on PC, it was essentially a beta. So once they actually figured out how to do shit and what people liked, they then released the Ultimate Tamriel edition for everyone. And then, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now it's pay to you purchase and then it's free to play. Into for Pro, yeah. But whatever the hell that means as compatible, but that's more so what my issue is. Yeah, no, well, my whole like, what the fuck does compatible mean? It just will work, is what they're saying. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's any improvement. It just means it will work. Yeah, but then, like, well, what does that mean though? It doesn't say, doesn't say that it's at 4K. Doesn't mean it doesn't say it's at. Yeah, but it's just. I don't know. Well, I guess HDR would be something that should have been added to most games. But yeah, I know. What patching nowadays is pretty weekly thing for a lot of stuff. But I would just like to know if that's okay, yeah, now we actually support native 4K, or we are doing this, or it is just an HDR, or it's going to be 60 frames a second for these games now. Because actually having Battlefield 1 on console at 60 frames a second, that'd be pretty fucking cool. Even if it is at 1080p, if you're doing 60 frames a second on a console, that'd be pretty nice. Yeah. Well, that's what they aim for. So they won't go below 30. So yes, it could technically be running higher, but they probably cap it at 30 and then just kind of aim the game to be then running at 30. But again, yeah, playing Black Ops or Battlefield 1 at 60 would be pretty cool for a console. A new game, yeah. But what does patch mean? Yeah, are they going to be using both processors, or how? What are they going to be doing? Did they need to? Well, that's again compatible, support, or improve. What does that all mean? Yeah,
so check
it's
this out.
different for each game.
Check this out. My mic was muted this whole time. Well, not the whole time. Not the whole time. Not the whole time. Just ever since we came back from the crash, yeah. My mic has been muted.
So I've been talking to myself for the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. This show has been great so far. Crashed 15 minutes into it. Let's just restart it. No, I'm not gonna do that. Too lazy. So I don't know. I'm just gonna edit that part out and then who cares? Hey, if you want to go look up PS4 Pro compatible games, go look it up.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1, they did talk. I've seen EA talk about. It's mainly better lighting. And I don't know if it's more frame rate. I don't think it's frame rate. I think it's just it looks better. But, yeah. So on November 9th, which was yesterday, and then for the next 30-ish days, Ubisoft is giving away Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon on the PC. If you want to get the Ubisoft stuff, though. Well, what's that thing called again? Unity? No, that's an engine. What's the Ubisoft shit called again for PC?
Uplay?
Yeah, Uplay.
That's what it used to be called. Actually, Battlefield 1 is saying that it's going to be playing at 60 frames a second.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
That's pretty fucking cool. At 1080p. That's pretty cool. That's what I see the Pro being, is being able to actually play a first-person shooter, almost like what a console or what a PC player would be doing.
And I bet if it does 1080p, it probably shoots out a 4K image too, a native 4K upres.
Well, native 4K would be actually a 4K.
Oh, I know. But come on.
But they'd be super scaling or whatever possible crap as well.
PCs have a hard time doing 4K with top of the line shit right now. So it's
no, top of the line shit actually works right now.
Well, it depends on the game and stuff 25. Too. But
well, no, any new game released a 1080 will fucking rape its ass at 1080 or at 4K
Sure.
at ultra settings.
Oh,
Not even at
and
medium.
then-
At medium settings, you'll get hundreds of frames a second or whatever. At ultra, you'll still get 60.
And then if you have
At
Xbox
4K.
Live Gold or whatever, I guess it's just whatever it's called now, Xbox Live. On November 15th, you'll also get Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. So if you don't want to get the Uplay to get Far Cry 3 on the PC and you have an Xbox, you can just wait and get it on the Xbox One. I guess it's Xbox I guess it's backwards compatible. A lot of Xbox 360 shit it is anyways. Far Cry 3, yeah. Crash Bandicoot. He's in the Skylanders Netflix cartoon, and he kind of has an Australian accent for some reason. I don't know why, but he does. It's a weird Australian accent. It's not entirely real, but hey. It's like some weird American trying to pretend to be Australian. All right, Wii U production was supposed to halt last Friday. That's according to Eurogamer. And then Nintendo came out like the next day and they're like, no way, that's not happening, guys. We will keep making Wii U's. Don't worry about it. And then I just read today, they're saying, yeah, we're pretty much stopping soon. They said soon. Didn't say a date. We're just going to stop making these sometime. There's a game called Socks the Cat, and Socks the Cat belongs to Bill and Hillary Clinton. And this game was going to be made in like 93 for the Super Nintendo, but it never came out. Somebody got their hands on it, and I guess he wants to release it. And it's on what's those things where you can raise money? Kickstarter. Blam. I think that's where it is. It might be on one of the other ones, but it's on one of those things.
To put it where?
On the internet?
Like on
I don't know.
Just but if it's just the internet, you'd be able to put it on the internet. This is actually to put it onto like
Publish it on something
PlayStation
like that.
4
Yeah, I don't
store
know.
or something like that.
No, I don't think he's doing it on PlayStation. It might be on Steam or something. But I know it's not the consoles, that's for sure.
I guess you'd have to then have it work on Windows or something like that to get that to work.
Yeah,
But
I'm
again,
assuming
if
it
it's just
costs some money
like if
to
you
get on
have
Steam.
a Super NES game, you would easily just emulate it and then it would work on an emulator.
Mm-hmm.
So he's obviously looking to actually do something to it.
Yes.
Either reanimate it, because I don't know what the fuck this thing looks like, because it obviously is. I don't entirely understand how they ever actually got a go-ahead on making that game.
Because Hillary and Bill, they gave their money here in '93. Here's some money. We want a game on our. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if they actually did, but
yeah, I don't.
Adding to
But
Hillary
Super NES
Clinton's
game
bullshit, yo.
the
Hillary
cat.
Hill. No, I don't want us. Yeah. Should we even talk about the U.S. elections? That kind of happened yesterday.
It was 2 days ago, but yeah.
Oh, I guess so, eh?
Tuesday.
My God. When you go through hell, it feels like a long time.
So yeah, Trump
2
won.
days. Yeah, he won. Crazy.
Not
By-
all that surprised.
By a very slim margin. It's
well,
not.
yes and no on that. He actually lost in overall votes,
Yes.
but he won more states, so he won because that's how they actually do it, from my understanding. So yeah, like Hillary won California and New York, which are the two most populated states. So mathematically, it worked out that they actually got the same percentage of votes. It's just Trump got the entire central U.S. Like pretty much north to south was just all Trump.
Mm-hmm. Except for the shores.
So yeah, when he gets into office, it should be kind of interesting.
I think
World War III
Michigan
with
voted
Putin.
for Hillary. That kind of. Well, it doesn't surprise me
know.
because they always vote Republican, but Republican. No, Democrat. Democrat. But I don't know. He made such a good case. He made such
Well,
a
the thing,
good case.
both of them are fucking horrible. That's
Oh
the
no,
problem.
that's for sure. But like the one place where I do feel like Hillary Clinton definitely fucked up is Detroit. Like that, ever since fucking all the car companies were allowed to move, it's just like, yep, there you go. That's Detroit. Bye bye, done. And that was pretty much well, not it wasn't her law, but let's say she had a lot to do with it because it was her husband's law.
Well,
Let's see.
the law, you're talking NAFTA.
Yeah, yes, the trade agreement. That's a law.
Yeah.
It's a law.
Actually, I think it would be technically a bill, not a law.
Oh, sure, whatever the hell it is. Whatever the hell it is.
Because a law is something you can then break, or if you then go to jail, it's not. It's a bill that would.
I'm sure if you break that trade agreement, something would happen.
Well, that's what Trump is saying. Is he's going to disavow it, or not disavow, but he's going to annul it, so that NAFTA no longer exists.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna take a while, even if he wants to do it.
Actually, wouldn't take that long.
It depends who else agrees with him there. Like, do you remember taking Guantanamo Bay down? Ask Obama how long.
No, but what do you mean? Like, he's the fucking president.
Yes, of course he is.
Like,
Obama wanted to take Guantanamo Bay down. Where is that? Where is that gone?
But no, but well,
it's not going to just be his decision. He can't just be. This is going away. Yeah, but it's not going to just go away like that. It's not
point.
Yes.
Of that. Okay, for the time being, you're going to be taxed $4,000 a car that comes over the border. Until your factories are back in the U.S., you're going to pay $4,000 a car, or whatever the hell it will be. You'll be paying some outrageous fucking tax that will then compensate the people that no longer have jobs, or help the government compensate the people that no longer have jobs. But that's essentially what it would work out to be. Because, of course, they're not going to just be able to fucking move their factory overnight. It's going to take years to actually get that to work. But you just tax the shit out of them to give them incentive to get back in the States and hire American workers. Which, like, some of the shit Trump said is correct. It's just the way he said it was just so fucking ridiculously stupid.
That's everything, though.
No, but well, then just did you watch any of the debates?
The first one, and not much else of the other ones.
Yeah, the second one was even like they talked over each other for a good 45 minutes straight. It was just fucking a shit show. It was hilarious and scary as hell all at the same time.
That sounds like my
one of these two people.
Sounds like my kind of
is
time,
going to be fucking leading the United States for the next 4 years. And that's just like, what the fuck? Both of them were just like petty little 3-year-olds yelling at each other.
You say that, but I've watched other debates. People always talk over each other.
You know,
I have a point. No. I have a point. No, let me finish. I have a point. It's always like that.
They were throwing insults back and forth and like saying this and that. And like, it was just like,
I kind of remember it not very. I kind of remember our last election not being that friendly either.
What, Obama?
No, ours.
Oh, ours. I don't remember.
Specifically between Trudeau and why am I blanking on his name? Stephen Harper. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it would have been nothing relative to what.
Well, yeah, the problem with our system is that there's 5 people, so like if they're all going to talk over each other, it's going to be a real shit show. There's like 10 people talking. Well, it's mainly well, okay. It depends what party.
The NDP,
it used to be 5.
It
used to be 5. It used to be 5.
Well, okay, and then there's the Independent Green or whatever, which she wasn't even allowed to 2 of them, so she was only at 1 of them. Like, so she was kind of told to fuck off and just you're gonna get your 1 or 2 seats and.
Yeah, imagine if they all spoke over each other. It's like, well, let's just end this right now. We'll see you later. So that game company, they're the people that released. Is that Journey, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So they teased their next game entitled "That Next Game" on Twitter, and it's going to be a game about giving, quote unquote. And the picture that they shows off candles. So maybe you're the wind in this one. I don't know. and you're giving the planet life.
But how does that work with candles?
Candles can, I don't know, if the wind is gentle enough, the flame will get slightly larger. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe the quote is, maybe they didn't finish the quote. It's a game about giving and taking. Because most of their games are like, this is a cycle of life, bro.
Yes.
There's a beginning and an ending, and then you can just do it over again. That's all their games. Journey, I don't know.
3 of them. Yeah, no, that is exactly what Journey
Oh
is.
no, yeah, that's what Journey is. But I didn't feel like playing that game twice. The other games,
okay.
like Flower, was cool. I played some of that twice, but I didn't play the whole game over again because you could just go into the pots and choose your levels in that game. Let's see. That's that story. Forza Horizon 3. They were also on Twitter teasing and picture, and I guess it's just winter. Winter's going to be in Forza Horizon 3. I don't know where is the third one set? I don't even remember.
Australia, I thought.
Well, oh yeah, they get snow occasionally. Not a lot of it, but
And the
it
South
happens.
does, yeah.
It happens.
The South would.
What was I gonna say? The second one was in Colorado, or was that the first one? Man, either way, that series is pretty good. That's one of my favorite racing games for sure because it's kind of like it reminds me of Paradise City, Burnout, but less arcadey. Yeah. Well, no, there's crashes in this game. They're just not as crazy.
Yes, but in Burnout Paradise, you can make your car explode, jump into a bunch of other cars, make them all explode, and then go on and make them all explode and make them all explode.
Yeah, but that's not crash mode, dude. It was all about crash. I hate those people.
Dude, the whole game is crash mode, so fuck you. As soon as you get past a C license, you could just open it up and do whatever the fuck you want. But
no, but I want to reach that score that it tells me, and then like it's like a puzzle game. I don't know, like
but each street's its own score, dude. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but I don't even play on. I don't care about the scores, dude. I just want the level progression, bro. What do you want me to do? Just go on every street and do that? It's so boring. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. Crash Mode was fine, but it kind of you had to load every fucking time, and it just felt weird. It felt different than the other modes because you were racing, and then all of a sudden it was a puzzle game. And some of those things sometimes were just luck. Just like you just have to be there at a specific time when this very car crosses, so that it causes a bigger explosion. Some of that shit was frustrating.
Yeah. I really, well, no, I guess I played Burnout 3. I played the shit out of Burnout 3, and then I didn't play anything to Burnout Paradise.
3's pretty good. 3 and then, is it? There's one between 3 and Paradise. Is it Revenge?
It was like Revenge, it starts with an R.
Yeah, it's Burnout Revenge. That game was pretty good, too.
Because I have the PSP version of 3, and then actual 3 for the Xbox. And yeah, dude, I played the fucking hell out of those.
Because that game came out on the 360.
Yes.
If I recall. Yeah, that game was a good one. All right, so hey, Vine, that 7 second, whatever, is it 7 or 5 seconds, whatever the hell, it's gonna go away. Twitter does not want that thing anymore. They're like discarding it. Blam, discarding a broken baby. That's what they're doing, man. Because Vine's pretty young. This came on like 2008ish. No, whoa, that seems way too. Maybe it is that old.
What is Vine? For
Vine. So imagine it's just okay. So you know how Twitter you can only do 100 and whatever characters.
Right.
Okay, well, it's like that, but with videos. You can only do 7-second videos or something like that. And
okay,
you've never.
And this was
it's
like an
GIF.
offshoot of.
It's like a GIF with sound, pretty much. If I had to describe it,
I'm assuming there was probably a lot of porn.
Yeah, there was some of that at the beginning. It probably still exists, but it's not as prevalent as it was at first. But yeah, no,
Just
I know
that 7-second climax, and then
there
you
was
go.
there was some okay stuff on Vine that made its way across the whole internet. So you might have seen some stuff that started on Vine and just went all over the place. I can't think of one off the top of my head. No, there you probably have. There's a lot of people that did some stuff.
No.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
So hey, SNK Playmore, they're only going to be called SNK Corporation as of next month. So
Well, it's SNK Playmores is the company name.
Used to be.
Well, as of
Soon.
December 1st, which actually hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened.
So I didn't. I thought it was just SNK. I didn't realize it was.
It was SNK before.
Okay.
But
So
they
then
became
bought
SNK
somebody or
Yeah,
something?
yes. It became Playmore a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Well, all in all, SNK hasn't been relevant to me since.
no,
holy fuck shit.
no, because like the last time they've released a solid good thing is like what, in 2000 or something. This is a long time ago.
King of Fighters 12.
Oh well,
was the last
I guess, but yeah, those King of Fighters are.
Yeah, I know. I'm not, and again, that wasn't relevant to me, but that's the only thing I know SNK's released in North America.
King of Fighters is okay, but
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. But again, relevant to me, it wasn't relevant to me. I know a lot of people played it. A lot of people had issues with it.
I'm just saying, even the new stuff, like there's better stuff.
Okay.
And in 2000, like they had Metal Slug and like King of Fighters 2000.
When was the last time they released a Metal Slug?
It's probably 2000.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, no, because I know Metal Slug's Metal Slug's great, but again, when the fuck was the last? Like that was 16 or so
I feel
years
that's
ago.
when they became Playmore, was around that time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they've been Playmore for a while. A while. All right. So Sony has announced that it has shipped 3.9 million PS4s in July from September. That's the third quarter. Yes, the third quarter of 2016. Wow. They shipped 4 million last year.
Well,
so,
shipped.
Yes, shipped
is a very. But that's still a lot.
Yeah, there's still that's still a lot of PS4s getting out there. So
and that's even with after they talked. Oh no, I guess they hadn't talked about the Pro yet on when that was going to be released. Okay, because they didn't directly date that until that September press conference thingy.
I'm sure the sales in October weren't great.
Yeah. Well, except but that's
they had to get them out there. That's probably what they had left. Get it out. Sell
because
them.
even I know that those were those were non-slims as well. So yes, those are probably.
Yep.
So a lot of I guess there were a lot of deals on PS4s through the summer. Probably because everyone knew the Slim was coming, or all the retailers did, so they just tried to sell them off.
Mm-hmm. And here's a game that doesn't sell anymore with it. But yeah, so they shipped 100,000 less compared to this time last year.
Yeah.
So this year, though, that brings up the grand total to 47.4 million consoles shipped.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I would actually really like to know how many are actually just sitting somewhere. Even out of 47 million, if there was only 1 million sitting somewhere, which is a shit ton, but percentage-wise, it's only like 2%.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of pictures of DualShock 4s lately. There's one that's coming out here. It's silver. You can get that one in Japan as well. Japan is getting a gold one. That's the one.
Okay, now this is an actual Sony one, or is this one of the ones that are third party?
No, this is Sony. So in Japan they're getting silver and gold. We're only getting silver here, and in Europe it was like some weird camo one.
Okay,
I guess they like camo in Europe.
I could really care less about that. The third party ones actually do interest me because some of those
the official third party ones.
Yeah,
we showed off last week. Yeah, they look all right. If they were wireless, I would totally get them.
I actually don't care about wireless. It does come down to just functionality or whatever.
For me, I just don't want to wire.
Yeah, well, my PS4 is like 2 feet from my. So even if I had a, well, they
They're
were
long.
talking about a
They're
10-foot
goddamn
cord or
long.
something stupid like that. That might be too long.
They're,
That might
yes,
be too long.
10
how
foot,
close
10
I
feet's
am.
kind of long. I wish those goddamn Nintendo controllers were at least maybe like 8 feet. That would be all right.
What was it intended? 5 feet?
The Nintendo? No,
4
they're
feet,
less
5
than
feet?
that. Yeah, there might
Really?
be 4. They might be 4. They were super tiny. You can just look at them and go like,
Yeah,
"Holy
yeah.
fuck! What the shit?" Like, there's no way. They're the
Oh,
same
I remember.
length.
Well,
I think they're the
I
same
remember the
length.
Super NES controller that I threw the controller
Yeah.
and it like yanked, like it didn't come out. It actually yanked my system, and my system went about 2 feet.
Yeah, yeah. The worst story I have with the cord for me is it wasn't even my system. That's the problem. I was playing SmackDown on the PlayStation 2. My buddy walks across, and I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, but like the cable was there, like it was clear as day, and it's not like it was close to the ground or anything. Like he tripped up at his waist, like I'm just like, and he just pulled down the PS2 from the top of his fucking drawer or dresser drawer, and it's just like boom. It's just
Yeah.
yeah. And his dad though, luckily
Well, that's-
he's really good at fixing shit because he owns a store that rents out games and DVDs at the time. So he was good at fixing. The only thing that broke was the tray. It only popped out of the track, so just popped it back into it. Yeah, that's my worst story of a corded system. The Xbox was so goddamn heavy, and they had those pull away cables that
Yeah.
if somebody tripped on them and they just whoop, there you go. Yeah, they had a good idea, Xbox, with those things. But then
Everything just went wireless after that.
But then, yes. But then you lost those ends, and then you're like, well, this controller's worthless.
Yeah.
That's happened with me with the Guitar Hero 2 guitars. I lost the one on. Yeah, I lost the end on one of mine. And just, well, this thing is. I'm not going to use this thing ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Skate 3, it's on Xbox One, backwards compatible. You can go play it right now. If you own that game, go get it. There's a lot of people that want Skate 4. I would totally play a Skate 4 right now if it came out. I bought that last
I
Tony
have
Hawk
Skate,
game.
and that's it.
I bought that last Tony Hawk
And
game.
that
It
was the
sucked.
last skateboarding game I played was Skate.
So my problem with the Skate games is those analog sticks sucked. They were not good enough to do the precise movements that they wanted you to do.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like just to fuck around or do whatever I did, I didn't have so much of an issue.
Oh
but
yeah,
I do
no, me
remember
neither.
that
It was fun. It was
they
fun.
needed
the
you
real,
to like hit a certain. Yeah,
the
I do
real
remember
problem. I had one
missions.
mission. I think it was like it was this very specific flip into a manual onto this box, and then like that's the mission.
Well, that's
and doing the flip was fucking impossible. And then once I did do the flip, landing in manual, I was just like, oh my, what the fuck? Oh my.
No, because I do remember there was something like you had to do a kick flip or like some sort of flip into then a certain type of grind. So it's hitting those two that were then like it was. I remember that being weird.
Yeah. It was just, especially on the Xbox, the analog sticks were just smaller. I felt it was a little bit better on the PS3, but even then, I still maybe that the third party controller that has the 45-degree stick on it. Maybe that's the one to
Tony
use.
Hawk 2 is still probably the best fucking one.
I like 2X on the original Xbox because that's just 2 with the levels of 1 in it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So it's like you can play 1 with a manual. It's insane. The Share Factory on the PS4 now has the ability to create GIFs or GIFs, however you like to pronounce it. I don't give a shit. I say GIFs.
Yeah. GIFs.
So there you go for tweets, mainly for tweets, but you can post it on wherever the hell you want to post it. There you go. That's all right. That's a cool little feature. And that's it. That's all I got for news.
So that'd be of just, I guess, because can you hook up the PlayStation Eye to the PlayStation 4 to then get video?
You could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Use the Playroom. I think that's the one thing that will blow up your camera full screen. I don't know if you can do it from the actual interface.
No, it's more so just like most Twitch. I guess I don't watch enough Twitch streams to know how.
Oh, so when
a
you
PlayStation
Twitch stream from your PS4, there's a few things you can do. So it just makes your picture a little bit smaller, and then it shows a chat
Right.
on the side, and then it shows your camera on top of the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Assuming you actually have a camera, because I don't.
Yes. And I hate the camera. It's so zoomed in. So like if you're anywhere near your camera, you're fucked. And you cannot. Maybe they fixed that, but when I was using it, there was no settings on the camera to zoom in and out. It was kind of annoying. But hey.
So it probably just takes the center ratio of whatever resolution.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was definitely the middle. Like it was just zoomed in. Yeah, it looks fine when you're playing games and stuff, but like when you're using it to stream, you just have to make sure, like if you're sitting on your couch at a reasonable distance, you're fine. Like, and that's probably why they did the zoom in, because if you're sitting on your couch, you're fine. But if you're at your desk, it's just like your face is like right here. It's like boop, right in your fucking face. It's just like, oh, there you go. All right. So that's it. No more gaming news. On to MMA stuff. There's a lot of MMA stuff, by the way, if you don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, come on, pay attention to me. Jeez. You're always online on Thursday? Jeez. All right. So Anderson Silva has reportedly been tested 16 times this year by USADA. That's a lot of tests. But I think it's deserved on the count that he's Anderson Silva. And that he's pissed hot before.
Didn't he just piss hot once?
Yeah, that's all you need.
Fair enough.
So, but 16 times. How many times has he fought? Like, twice or once? He fought Cormier and then
Diaz, Bisping. No, sorry. He pissed hot for Diaz, did he not?
I don't know.
That was he fought. He broke his leg and then came back and fought Diaz, and then fought Bisping.
Well, he fought Cormier.
Yeah, but that would have been after Bisping.
I'm just saying this year, because if he got tested 16 times.
Okay, this year. So I think it would just been Bisping or is Bisping even this year? Because that may have been like December of last.
Because Cormier was this year. That was like what?
Because he was supposed to fight
ago.
Uriah Hall, but he ended up having to go in for gallbladder surgery.
Oh yeah, and then he came back for Cormier.
Yes.
Yeah. After
he had to get cleared by the doctors to be able to do it, and they had to do a 2-week thing in 2 days. Welterweight, middleweight.
So Luke Rockhold got injured, so his fight versus Souza in Melbourne canceled.
Bisping was February of 16, so he's fought twice this year.
Mm-hmm. Twice this year, and he got tested 16 times.
Yeah.
That's 8 times per fight.
That's a fucking load of shit.
What's that?
Yeah, that's the point that Bisping thinks he won that fight.
Mm-hmm. Bisping thinks he wins every fight, though. So, what can you do? So the new
the whole Hendo fight, that was really fucking close fight.
The new main event of that Melbourne event now, or the new main event of Melbourne is Robert Whittaker versus Derek Brunson. That's an RK fight, but it's not as good as Luke Rockhold and Souza.
Right, but that's a very Now, why was Rockhold removed?
Injured. I don't specifically know if they said why yet. Some kind of injury. So hey, we talked about.
Got hurt? I don't know.
We talked about Fedor possibly fighting Shane Carwin last week or 2 weeks ago, and
yes,
so now there's new rumors of Fedor fighting Mitrione in Bellator in 2017.
What?
Yeah. And talking about Shane Carwin.
Well,
talk about Shane Carwin real quick. Actually, the Ryzen tournament got announced, and he's not in it, Fedor. So he's not fighting Fedor. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, whatever. Fedor and Bellator, I could see that happening because Scott Coker's there.
Carwin in his prime was fucking monster.
Oh yeah, he would destroy everyone. Everyone.
But like Matreon, what really?
Mitrion's all right. He's fine. I could see Mitrion winning.
Who Fedor is supposed to be?
No, but Fedor's old and shit. No, he's not this. Come on. He's an old fart. Fedor almost lost to Maldonado. That's the guy that we were trying to think. The Brazilian.
He did lose.
It was a tie. I agree that it was a draw. I totally agree with that. It was totally a draw. Maldonado kicked his ass.
That fight should have been stopped. That fight should have been stopped.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. That's another argument. That's another argument. That the ref was definitely
that fight should have been stopped.
The ref was definitely but I would argue that in the circumstances that was probably a draw. But yes, that should have been finished. Yes, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
If it was anywhere in the world other than in Russia, that fight would have been stopped.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Mitrion's an actual goddamn heavyweight. If he gets hit by fucking Mitrion, he's gonna get knocked out.
Was Mitrion that hard of a hitter though?
No, but he's still heavyweight. I think he hits harder than Maldonado. Let's say that.
Maldonado was a world class boxer that then transitioned to MMA. But Maldonado should have been a fucking middleweight in the UFC, but he kept trying to do light heavyweight and kept getting his ass kicked for the most part.
I don't know, man. I've seen Mitrion hit some dudes in the head and they fell. So
yeah, fair enough. 'Cause yes, when you are that big, you're that fucking big. Because he is a big motherfucker. He's like what 6'6" or something like that.
He's big. And Fedor's not getting any bigger. It seems like he's shrinking every time I see him.
Well, no, he's getting bigger, just not in the ways he should be getting bigger.
So TJ Dillashaw versus John Lineker is set for UFC 207. So is Cruz versus Garbrandt. So there you go. That's UFC 207. So I'm assuming if Cruz and Dillashaw wins, that's the next title fight right there. Maybe even Lineker. John, he doesn't make weight. I don't know about that. But if he beats fucking Dillashaw,
well, if he beats Dillashaw, that's saying something. Yeah. Now the thing is, Lineker didn't beat Dotson, so I don't get what the fuck.
He did beat Dotson.
Oh yes, he did, but he didn't actually fucking dude. Look at the percentages of the fucking strike.
I'm not going to argue that, but he won. He technically won.
That's all I'm saying. Sucks balls because he walked forward and got punched in the face a bunch of times. He won the fucking fight. I fucking judging in MMA really has to fucking change because that is a load of shit.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, well, I know you don't, but it's just what the fuck are you gonna do? What the fuck? Because that's Dillashaw. That's just a fucking shame to do. He fucking picked him apart. Give all credit to Lineker that he took 3 head kicks and just kept walking forward. What the fuck? But yeah, but I really wanted to see Dillashaw versus Dotson again because that'd just be. I just would want to see Dotson just kick the living shit out of him again, personally. But because I honestly do think Dillashaw's one of the top guys in the UFC, to the point that he's the only one that's actually gone the distance with Mighty Mouse is idiotic.
And UFC 207, UFC 207 is the one with Ronda Rousey, right? I'm not imagining that. Be.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's the last event because 206 is the one in Toronto, and Toronto was the second last.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, talking about Ronda Rousey, actually, she was on Ellen DeGeneres, and I watched it. Not much to say. She seemed normal on this one compared to the last time.
Well, compared to last time, you're talking about slitting her wrists. Like,
Yeah, no, she didn't say she wanted to make babies or anything crazy like that. No baby making on
well,
this one.
well, there has been rumors saying this is likely her last fight.
Oh well, I think that's what she said on Ellen. I think she no, she didn't say it was her last. She said one of her.
Yeah, I know.
One of her
Yes.
lasts. Yeah, no,
But
she's
there's
definitely
a
one
pretty
foot
good
out
chance
already.
this is going to be her last fight because
Yep.
like she is talking about babies and all that type of shit. So if you can't train or fight when you're pregnant, and then you're not going to be doing anything for the first.
I don't know if you. I don't
You're
know
talking
if you can
2
say
years.
that. I don't know if you can say that, dude. Okay.
You shouldn't.
Anybody could do whatever. It's 2016, bro.
Well, okay. Any who's given birth knows you ain't doing shit all for 3 months.
You
Let alone
can't tell a
starting to
woman what she
train.
can do. Okay. It's 2016. Okay.
So you're gonna fight when you're pregnant? Is that what you're saying?
Justin Trudeau is our prime minister. Okay. You cannot judge women like that. Okay. They could do whatever they want whenever they want. Okay. Just.
Okay. I think the doctors might have something to say about her fighting when she's pregnant. Just saying. But if you get pregnant, and then so you are looking at probably about 18 months between getting pregnant and fighting again because of 9 months and then 3 months and then training for 3 months. So you'd be looking somewhere around 15 to 18 months. So like for how old she is now, that's a pretty good sized chunk of her career.
Takes a while,
Left.
that's for sure. Ask
Like she's
Karate
29.
Ask Karate Hottie. She knows.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
So she's 29. Doesn't actually say if she's going to turn 30 years this year or not. It doesn't say her birthday on the UFC. So then, she could be 32 by the next time she fights. At best case scenario, really. Which that is pretty much like she's just skipping her prime. Now, again, that's also assuming that she gets pregnant instantly and all that type of shit, of how all that would work out. I don't know how fertile she is, and Matt Brown.
Let's go find
Travis
out.
Brown.
Let's go make her pee on a stick. Yeah.
Peeing on a stick ain't gonna find out how fertile you are.
Well, I'm no expert in finding out how. You have to do is it testing the blood? What do you do? How do you do that?
I think testing blood is one way because it's just testing your estrogen levels and shit like that, and then
Hey, I am no expert.
Because it's not even just estrogen.
I am no expert in any aspect of baby making from the beginning to the end.
Part, or the male part, the female part, I think is a little bit more complicated.
Well, the male part's pretty easy to understand.
It's just parts per million.
Is there sperm in there? Yes.
Yeah.
No. Is there enough?
It's a little bit more than Is there sperm and how active is it? Are the two things. Because you could have a lot of sperm and them not being active, or you could have not much and a lot of activity or whatever. But the women's is obviously more complicated.
And you can have a lot of jizz and not have a lot of sperm in it.
Well, sperm, yeah. Like sperm is completely different than cum.
Yes. That's pretty much just spit. It's just spit that comes out of your penis. It's pretty much, it's just just fluid out of your body. They're all almost the same thing. They're like 99% water. All right. Let's see. Hey, talking about having to, I don't know, spit and stuff. Tom Lawler, he got suspended for using Ostarine.
I'd never heard that.
What's his name? We were just talking about him. Brown. He got tested positive for that. I think it's some kind.
Travis Brown?
I think so. It was somebody.
I guess it's. I understand that it's some sort of peds, but I don't know what is it like.
I don't know what it is either. I have no idea.
Where is Joe Rogan when you need him? Because he knows all that shit.
Sure.
Or he claims to, anyways.
So John Jones versus Dan Henderson. They will be in a grappling match for Submission Underground 2. I watched the first Submission Underground. So here's the thing about the first Submission Underground. The card changed a bazillion times a bazillion. There's a lot of fighters that they said that was gonna be on the card that ended up not even being there at all. So, and I remember too, they said that Kenny Florian was gonna be there, and he ended up being an announcer for what's that other one called? Anyways, there's another event going on. Metamoris. He was commenting on that. He was supposed to be on this card fighting. Anyways, so if this does indeed happen, Dan Henderson, that's not a very good matchup for him. Especially in
there's certainly a
jiu-jitsu.
size. Yeah, there's a weird size advantage there for Bones, but like Henderson was a silver medalist in the Worlds and all that. Like, his wrestling is supposed to be world class, even though he never really used it.
I don't deny that he doesn't have skill. It's just he's against John Jones.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, just John Jones was big for 205, and Hendo was small for 205. So yeah, there's just a huge size difference. So
Like if jiu-jitsu,
size isn't everything, but it is a large part of it.
like if jiu-jitsu was huge and a lot of people watched it and they could make money, I think most people would just do jiu-jitsu. And I think John Jones just focusing on goddamn submissions. Watch out. I would never want to fight him in jiu-jitsu.
Well, like the way he's shaped helps a lot to get into submissions for like offensive, but it also can hurt you defensively against a really good guy. Because like his arm got really fucked up when he fought.
TRT.
Yes, TRT boy.
What?
Fucking,
I just had his name before we talked about it. Yeah. But yeah, no, he did almost destroy his arm. But guess what?
Yeah.
John Jones is tough.
yes. Well, yeah. Not to say like.
And in jiu-jitsu, they would just tap right away. Just like, I'm done. You got me.
Yes and no. But
Not for the most part. Depends who you are.
yeah,
If you're a Gracie dickhead, then yeah, you don't.
Really fucked up his arm.
Yes,
but yeah, he ended up coming back, and I can't remember. Did he TKO him or submit him himself?
Think it was a submission, but it could have been a TKO too. I think he had him in both.
Submission, 4th round.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So talk about John Jones, actually. So here you go. He got his suspension handed down to him 1 year after he went through arbitration. So he tested positive for clomiphene and letrozole. And that was a while ago.
Yeah.
And so here's the arbitrator.
So it's a lot.
McLaren Global Sports Solutions ruled that Jones might not have knowingly ingested the two substances, but in taking a sexual performance pill, he was "quote-unquote" reckless, despite knowledge of the UFC anti-doping policy, and should have a high level of fault. Yeah, yes, I agree with that.
Yeah,
he probably John Jones probably should not have gone to an arbitrator and took. I think they offered like 6 or 9 months or something like that.
I don't know.
And now
I didn't. That's all. This clause that you have, or this portion here, is all that I've heard about whatever. Because the thing is, this could even get worse because this isn't the athletic commission.
Yeah, this is not.
USADA.
Yes, this is not the athletic commission.
Vegas could come in and say, "Bye bye for 3 years,"
or 2, or 1.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Or just give him a fine, or.
Oh, he's definitely getting at least 1.
Yeah, well, he got the 1.
Yes.
But you're talking about an extra 1, or
no, just from the athletic commission.
Yeah, but this is a 1 from now or from the test.
I think it's retroactive from the test. So.
Yeah, well, that's how some of their stuff typically works, but I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's from the test.
Yeah, I don't know.
What a dickhead, though. He just takes a fucking pill. But this is the story. He took a pill from his friend, because his dick was limp. That's the story. Like, what the fuck? You're actively getting drug tested, and you're just gonna take a pill from a dude that says, "Hey, this works, man. Trust me." Like, that's ridiculous.
Why was his dick limp? Because he's like 30 years. How? If you're supposed to be in that great of shape,
Maybe he was just
and your
having
dick's
sex
limp?
all day, bro. Just he needed that little extra push at the end of the day. I don't know about you, but if you have too much sex, it's kind of hard to get going again. All right, talk about.
okay.
We were talking about Ryzen earlier and the heavyweight tournament. So here you go. So Shane Carwin's going to meet Amir Aliakbari in the first round. Mirko Krokop is going to face Vanderlei Silva. We already talked about that. Burrito Kaito is going to face Tsuyoshi Kazaka. And then he's going to face off against... Oh, yeah, no, there you go. I already said that. Burrito Kaito versus Tetsuya Kazuka. And then the last fight is a Valentine Moldavsky, which is he's actually light heavyweight. And it's Simon Bajor he is against. And I guess this is an open weight. I guess it's not heavyweight. It's open weight.
Oh, I thought that's what. Okay, no, I'm thinking Pride Grand Prix or whatever were just open weights. Yeah, this one I don't know if he's just maybe stepping in for someone, because that's the one at wall. Like Vanderlei wouldn't be a heavyweight.
No, somebody did get injured, but it's not him. He's been announced on the card since the beginning. Yeah, so UFC announced their first quarter for 2017, and there's going to be an event in Anaheim on January 21st. That's UFC 208. That's the first pay-per-view of the year. And actually, that's the same night that Chael Sonnen's going to be facing off against Tito Ortiz in Bellator. So
That's the same, because I thought Bellator typically did their shit on Friday, or is that just their TV events are on Friday?
Well, let's see. Well, everything's on TV with Bellator. They do not have pay-per-view.
Oh, they don't have pay-per-view. Okay.
The 21st is a Saturday. Weird. Well, maybe. I guess it is Friday, Saturday. It's still interesting that they're doing it the same weekend, because the Bellator is in LA, and this is in Anaheim. They're pretty much right next to each other.
Well, Anaheim. Well, yeah, because Anaheim kind of is LA, but that's because it's just so many fucking people.
There's a Fox event the week after that in Denver. And then the next pay-per-view after that is UFC 209 in New York at the Barclays Center. There's an event in Halifax, Nova Scotia on February 19th. A few events in Las Vegas. There's a fight night. And then the next night, there is UFC 210. Sorry. And then there's a Brazil event on March 11th. No specific location yet. And then the last event of the quarter is in London at the O2 Arena, March 18th. So, they're still world traveling, going all over the place, doing their thing.
Okay, no, it's saying January 21st.
Oh, so they're
That's
going
gonna
the same night.
Raped. Why would they do it the same day?
Depend. Okay, so you say raped, but the last time that they were on head
No,
to
but
head,
like your ticket sale. Well, I guess like let's go to the
they're far
UFC, guys.
enough.
Oh, all the tickets are gone. Okay, let's go to Bellator. Like, I'm just ticket sales and shit like that are going to be way the fuck down if you got.
I don't know. It depends how they stacked that 208. It really depends, because the last time the UFC had an event that was with Bellator, it was Ken Shamrock versus Kimbo Slice, and they did okay. It's a great event.
Like absolutely bullshit fighters. Okay.
Great event. Hey, don't call Ken Shamrock a bullshit fighter. Come on now.
He is.
Come on now.
He is.
No, he's
Just
not.
watch. Just watch The Ultimate Fighter 3. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. Not to say he's not a bad guy or any, like, just the persona that he's then, like, a lot of the shit Shamrock did for the UFC at the very, very start, okay. Like, just him coming over for UFC, the first one, was a pretty big deal. But like, all in all, after like UFC 5, he didn't really do much for the UFC. The UFC did a lot for him.
There was when he went to Pride, there was a fight with Don Fry that was freaking awesome. If you've never seen that fight, you should probably look it up.
I have not.
Don Fry versus Ken Shamrock. It's pretty.
That does sound
pretty
like. I would assume
goddamn
Fry
amazing.
beat the shit out of him.
No. So that fight actually fucked Don Fry's career up a little bit. He never walked the same after that fight. Ken Shamrock got him in an ankle lock and fucking destroyed him. He never tapped. I don't know if that fight went the distance. I forget. It's been a while since I've actually seen it. All right. So there you go. That's the news. I've watched a lot of goddamn MMA though this week because there was some stuff before the New York card. So let's talk about some results real quick here. Bellator 163. This event was actually pretty goddamn awesome because all the fights were literally a minute or two, except for the main event, which we'll get to it in a little bit. Javi Ayala versus Sergey Karitanov. This fight lasts about 10 seconds. Javi Ayala threw 2 right punches. The first one missed. The second one landed right on the goddamn temple, and he knocked him out. 9th fastest KO in Bellator history, 19 seconds. That was a very quick fight. It was a brutal looking knockout too. He got him right on the temple. He went face down. Neiman Gracie versus Bears. I missed his first name. He's got a cool last name though. I'll give him that. The whole story of this fight really is that Neiman just brought it to the ground. He went into mount right away. Then he got the back, and then he got a rear naked choke. And then the choke looked like it was on. It looked like he was getting it. But then he transitioned to an armbar and got the tap right away. So there you go, another first round finish. Ed Ruth versus Dustin Colin Miles. Dustin landed a right hand early that wobble Ruth. Like he looked super hurt. But Ruth recovered, got a pretty great slam, and then he landed in mount as well. And from there on out, it was just ground and pound. He got the back, kept ground and pounding, did a few more tumbles and flips around, and that's how it finished, man. He just beat his ass on the ground. So he got punched one time, and that was it. He was just like, okay, I'm not taking this bullshit, and he finished it 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Like that first punch was literally like 10 seconds in. So it was literally like 3 minutes of ground and pound. It was not a good scene for the guy getting his ass pounded on the ground there. Saad Awad versus Brennan Ward. I think Saad Awad replaced somebody. I don't want to say the last second, but he did replace somebody, I think. He's an all right fighter, but he was no match for Brennan Ward. He was outclassed the whole time. So Saad Awad kind of tripped at one point. And then Ward just went into attack mode. He just started wailing on him on the feet. He was up against a cage. And Awad, he was just defending. His hands were just up. And all of a sudden, he just started throwing, too, because it was just like, well, obviously, I can't get out of this. And so I'm just going to start throwing. He starts throwing. And Brennan landed a huge left hand. Saad Awad just like dove from the left hand straight to the ground, and he was knocked out pretty much instantaneously. So yeah, it was a pretty brutal knockout. A minute 26 in the first round. Tyrell Fortune versus Cody Miskill. This was a one-sided fight, not very entertaining, and it ended with ground and pound as well. So there you go with Tyrell Fortune winning at 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And then the main event. The main event was Liam McGeary versus Phil Davis. So here's the thing. I didn't take any notes on this because the story of the whole fight, honestly, was Liam McGeary trying to maybe land a few punches on the feet. But even on the feet, Phil Davis outmatched him on the feet. But Phil Davis mainly wanted to just wrestle fuck him and just keep him on the ground. And he did it. He did it. It was a pretty boring fight to watch after the night of fights that was, because even the prelims, I watched some of them, but yeah, Phil Davis, man. He can be an entertaining fighter, but it seems like he doesn't want to be.
Mm. Yeah. He doesn't he's not willing to take a punch in the face to actually finish the fight.
Mm-hmm. I have no problem with a dude that doesn't want to get punched, but
not
he's
like
very
getting
happy.
punched, and like there's the GSP man. Like, not to say that he doesn't like getting punched, so he'll do something so that he doesn't take damage. But Davis fights different than that. He fights because like the way he fights, he does it so that like he won't get punched.
Yeah, well, Davis just gets a takedown and then he just stays there. He doesn't really do anything.
He won't then try to progress and actually get into side or get into mount or get the back, or like he will just sit on top of you until the ref takes you off.
Yep. And I
Takes
feel like that happened a few times in this fight. I cannot guarantee it for sure because that's the only fight I watched live. All of the MMA that I watched this week, I watched it today. I'm going to take the day off today and watch everything.
4 or 5 years ago, I remember like having a lot of, or seeing Davis with a lot of prospects or whatever but the thing is, he never improved his MMA. He always just went back to the wrestling and stayed with the wrestling and then had submissions or whatever, but he was just a wrestler in MMA opposed to being a mixed martial artist.
Yep. Something else that happened this weekend, I watched WBO welterweight championship fight between Manny Pacquiao and Jamie Vargas. Sorry, what?
I saw some highlights of that.
Oh, okay. The first 2 rounds are all right. They were the only two rounds that I would call competitive, even though Manny Pacquiao got a knockdown in the second round. But pretty much after that, it was a super one-sided fight. Maybe one round in the middle there. I think it was a 6th round you could call maybe a draw because there wasn't too much going on. But Pacquiao pretty much landing all the jabs and the 1-2s that he wanted to and stepping out. Vargas landed, I want to say, one punch on Pacquiao that looked like might have hurt him a little bit the whole fight. But yeah, it went the whole 12 rounds. And Pacquiao is now the WBO welterweight champion. There you go.
What weight was that?
Welterweight.
I can understand it's, but what weight is that actually?
Man, I don't know, like 145.
Pacquiao's pretty small.
It's like
yeah.
145. Yeah.
So they're calling that welterweight's a little strange to me, but I guess it is boxing.
Yeah, no, the boxing, they have more of them. So
yeah.
And they're all over the place.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Phil Davis's record.
Yeah.
Like he's got like one out of his last 10 fights. One was a no contest, and then he won 2 by submission. Everything else was a decision. So he has 7 fights by decision, and 2 of them were losses.
That sounds like Phil Davis.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Well, there's a reason he's not in the UFC anymore.
Yeah. Like I knew it was bad, but that is ridiculous. I had like 7 decision fights.
Okay, so the Ultimate Fighter Latin America 3 finale happened this weekend as well. I actually didn't even watch the main card yet. I watched the main event.
Watched the main event.
And it was very good. Tony Ferguson destroyed for the most part. It's kind of close, but I feel like the rounds that Tony Ferguson won is pretty one-sided.
Yeah. Well, maybe because it was like, it just seemed a very odd. Like, yes, Ferguson definitely won the rounds, and it's like, and RDA looked like he got his ass kicked. So I'm not saying anything about the decision or the way that went through. It's just both of them. Like, I expected a lot more out of both of them.
Oh yeah, me too. It did not go entirely how I thought.
It must be Mexico City. Mexico City. I was wanting to check how high it is in altitude, but it must be fucking high.
It is high. It's like, is it 6,000? Is that a number that makes sense? 6,000 feet.
It could be, yeah.
It's something like that.
I don't know if that's correct. I'm gonna.
It's pretty high. It's higher than Colorado.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Colorado is somewhere around 5,200, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, 6,000 makes sense. Yeah, no, it's high up there. The people who live there.
No, fucking 7,400 feet.
There you go. There you go.
Fuck, that is high.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So the people who work there or live there, sorry, they don't even know it. They can go anywhere else on the planet and be healthier than everybody else.
Wow, savage. Wow, because I live at 3,500 feet. I can go to sea level, and I feel fucking amazing. And that's only 3,500. You're talking 70. Wow, holy shit, that's high.
I don't remember who's the fighter, but he was showing off this device that he wears, and it makes him breathe less oxygen, basically. So it kind of simulates being at altitude.
Things like that are fairly common.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cyclists use those things.
Yes. All right, so I'll talk about the preliminary card because I did actually watch that live. That's the only thing that I did tune in live. The Fight Pass card was all right. I'm not even going to really touch upon it. It was all decisions. They were okay. Sam Alvey won his fight in the main event there versus Alex Nicholson. And, it was okay. Nothing too extraordinary on the Fight Pass card. And then on the TV card on Fox Sports 1, Douglas Silva de Andrade, he defeated Henry Briones via an elbow and a spinning back fist in the third round. That was a good fight. Welterweight fight between Max Griffin and Eric Montano. Short one, 54 seconds. Max Griffin TKO punches. Joe Soto defeated Marco Beltran, heel hook in the first round. And Eric Perez defeated Felipe Arantes by decision. And then I didn't watch the main card. But the two fights that I do want to see is Diego Sanchez. He defeated Marcin Held by decision. Unanimous.
It was not that great of a fight.
I guess, it's Diego Sanchez and Marcin
Yeah,
Held.
I know. Well, just what relative to a lot of the other Diego fights, it wasn't like he was pretty dominant, but it wasn't just like it was a fairly even match, I guess, even though it was.
Yeah, because Marcin Held isn't really a striker, and I wasn't envisioning this fight being a striking fight, so
yeah,
it was probably a lot of ground stuff, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Yeah, all right.
And it was just a lot of holding position and trying to they were very evenly matched.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, Marcin Held is really good on the ground, so.
Yeah.
And then I also want to see Ricardo Lamas. He guillotine choked Charles Oliveira.
Yes, that was actually really impressive. And Oliveira's looking like he's about to kill himself after that fight. Because that's 2 fights in a row he's lost by guillotine choke.
Oh, you know what? I think I saw that. Now that I think about it, his reaction afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I was going to watch all that today.
His first round, he did really, really well. And then the second round, I guess Lamas just came out and said, okay, fuck this. And just went for it and got the submission. But the first round, Oliveira seemed to be out wrestling him, seemed to be out striking him. It was just very strange that it just turned around like that in the second round.
And then EBI 9 happened on Sunday. This card was actually really interesting too. It was the light heavyweights this time around. And if you don't know EBI, it's jiu-jitsu. It's a 10-minute round. They have to get a submission or else it goes to overtime. And then the overtime, how it works is that there's 3 rounds so that each guy can be on offense. So you have an offensive round, a defensive round. And and then it works like kind of like a hockey shootout. If you get the score in the, well, I guess it's not like a hockey shootout. If you get a sub in the round, your opponent gets a shot if he's second. But if you get in the second round, then you win. So yeah, anyways, that's how it works, and it forces people to get subs. Oh, and I guess if you don't get a sub in overtime, it goes with the timing of the escapes. So if you escape the back position or the spider web position, the fastest in the 3 rounds, they get calculated together, and then that's how you decide a winner. So it forces people to do stuff, and it's fun to watch compared to some other jiu-jitsu tournaments.
But again, you didn't say what EBI actually means. It's Eddie Bravo.
Eddie Bravo Invitational.
Eddie Bravo Invitational.
Yes. So
those rules are created by Eddie Bravo.
Yeah. Yes.
To then actually make grappling not just a draw fest of shit.
Mm-hmm. So this was an exciting card because 2 fighters on this are goddamn amazing. There's Gary Tonin, which was he was on the left side of the bracket. I was expecting him to get to the finals. Did he? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And then on the right side of the bracket, there was Vinny Magalhaes, which I think this is his first time in EBI. I believe he usually fights at Metamoris. But either way, he's amazing. He's one of the guys where if there was only jiu-jitsu, that's probably the thing he would stick to. When was his fucking last UFC fight? It's a long time ago. Don't remember the last time I've seen him fight MMA. Anyways, so the first fight of the night, Gary Tonin was facing off against Jimmy Friedrich, and Friedrich was huge. He was like 40 pounds heavier than Gary Tonin, and Jimmy, he took the strategy of laying on his back and inviting Gary Tonin into his guard. I want to say it's not a good strategy against Tonin, but honestly, I do not know how you would fight against Tonin because he's a fucking master. And it took a while for him to get his submission in the first round, but he did. Took about 5 minutes. He eventually managed to wrap his legs around Friedrich's legs, and he got I want to say it was a heel hook, but it might have been. It was a heel hook. Let's just say it was a heel hook.
Leg lock or something.
It was some kind of leg lock, but I think it was a heel hook. Oh yes, it was a heel hook. I'm reading my notes here. Okay. It was a good first fight to start off the night. And then there was Adam Sachnov versus Rodrigo Antunes. This fight was good too. It went to overtime. There was a spot in the first round where Sachnov got really aggressive with his submission game, and he was kind of like flip-flopping all over the place, and then he ended up in a north-south position with a choke on. I think he started it maybe rear naked, and then they flipped around, and he ended up in north-south with a choke, and it was really close, but Rodrigo managed to get out. And then Sachnov actually got a submission in the first round of OT, rear naked choke, and Antunes decided to go with the spiderweb position in his offensive OT round, and he almost got an arm bar. It was really close, but Sachnov escaped, and that was a really good fight too. Sachnov wins by rear naked choke in OT. Gibson Saw versus Daniel O'Brien. This fight was interesting because Saw he pretty much just jumped right on to O'Brien, like they were still on the feet, and he was just like hanging on to him. It was funny. But O'Brien managed to shake him off a little bit, and as soon as he got down to his hips, he just put him on the ground. They went to guard. Saw kept him in his guard. O'Brien rolled around for a little bit and got a heel hook in the transitions. It was really fast, and it just came out of nowhere. It was real cool stuff. And then the last fight of the left side of the bracket, Travis Moore versus Kyle Boehm, or I guess Boom is how you would say that. And this was another quick one. It's so fast. He just went to the ground, got a rear naked choke. Like that's my notes. It ended in like 50 seconds or something like that.
Shit, okay.
And then the right side of the bracket, Vinny Magalhaes versus Tom Breeze. Honestly, Tom Breeze put up a good fight. He's another UFC fighter, if you don't know. Yeah, I was surprised that Tom Breeze put up a fight like he did. Vinny did a similar move to the last fight. He climbed upon Tom Breeze while they were still standing, and he dragged him down to the ground. And I guess Breeze thought he had top position, and he did. But little did he know that Vinny held onto the leg to get a flower sweep, and he just ended up on top. It's fucking amazing. Vinny's awesome.
Flower sweep.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of a flower sweep.
It looks like a beautiful flower blooming when you rotate him over, and then you end up on top.
Okay.
I guess that's why it has that name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Breeze even actually had a submission going at the end of the fight. It looked like he was going to get a heel hook, but actually Vinny was just planning to get his own heel hook, and he did. And he ended it. So, Breeze looked all right in this fight, but man, I don't know. It's to beat Vinny, you got to be high class, top level. Jason Flynn versus Elliot Kelly. This was probably the least entertaining fight of the night, just because they were so closely matched. Nothing really happened. The funniest thing that happened the whole fight, I guess, or the most entertaining thing is they clashed heads. And then Flynn was just like frustrated about it. He was just like, oh, and then he just laid down and he said, okay, let's go. Because I guess he was just getting tired of wrestling on the feet, especially after they knocked heads like that. So the only entertaining thing is how it actually ended. Kelly got a twister in OT. And if you don't know what a twister is, it's a pretty goddamn painful submission where you get twisted from your whole body. Your legs are contorted one way and your head's going the other. It's not comfortable. Match Kirchwim versus Ryan Walsh. Nothing to say about this one except Matt Kirchwim won by escaping faster in OT. Again, not a very entertaining fight because they were so closely matched. And then Daniel Strauss versus Quinton Rosenweig is the last fight of the first round. And another really quick fight here. He got an Americana, Daniel Strauss did, and he's moving on to the quarterfinals. So I didn't take notes of everything here, but hey, I have the results here either way. So Gary Tonin did make the finals, and Vinny Magalhaes, he also made the finals. Spoilers. So I'm just going to talk about that because that was really, I think they wanted this to be the last fight of the night, and it pretty much delivered. Let's see. I want to go look at the results first just to freaking, because there was some stuff that happened before that. Let's see. EBI 9. Okay. Well, so Gary Tonin faced off against Adam Sachnov. And Sachnov actually had the same goddamn strategy as Jimmy in the first round. He went on his ass and invited Gary Tonin in. And Gary Tonin, he got a heel hook again on him. I don't want to say it was the exact same way, but it was very similar where he just like kind of crawled in and very slowly got that heel hook. But he got it. And Tonin, man, he's in there to win it. And not only is he in there to win it, he gets the money because that's how you earn money in EBI. You get submissions in the first round, not the OT rounds. All right. Yeah, I guess that was mainly the fight that stood out in my mind because Sachnov's first round fight was a good one too, and Daniel O'Brien too. He was actually the semifinals for Gary Tonin, and that semifinal between Daniel O'Brien and Gary Tonin was very entertaining too, because Daniel O'Brien's road to facing off against Gary Tonin was a good one too. He got a armbar in the second OT versus Kyle Boom. And it was a good-looking armbar too. So, anyways, the finals delivered. It was really cool. It was Tonin and Magalhaes, and it went to overtime. and nobody submitted each other. That does not happen too well. You know, I watch Metaboris all the time where it's just 25 minutes of guys rolling around and nothing happening, and that's it, and then it's a draw. That was it. That's how it ended. This one is this would have been a draw in normal jiu-jitsu, but Tunnen won via escaping faster in the OTs. And yeah, it was fun. It was great. There was a lot of stuff going on in that fight that I can't really talk about because 10 minutes of jiu-jitsu. You just got to watch it.
Right.
Just got to watch it. But yeah, Tunnen's crazy. Like, I don't know if he's interested in MMA, but I guess maybe he's not too great punching stuff.
Well, it's just some people don't like doing that.
Oh yeah, I don't blame anybody at all for not wanting to get punched and doing. I would rather.
Or even just hurting people. That was like shit. What was his name? One of the big wrestler that was in like the second UFC.
The big wrestler, Don Fry.
No, Fry didn't show up later, and he wasn't that big.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
His last name starts with an S. Maybe. No.
When you said S, the only name I have is Strickland, but I know it's not Strickland either.
Yeah. But like he didn't like punching people at the start. Like he didn't like doing it, so he didn't. Like because when he first fought Gracie, like he had a chance to like pummel him from the top, but he didn't, and he ended up getting caught in a triangle choke. Mm-hmm. Which he didn't understand what the fuck a triangle choke was at the time because he was just a wrestler opposed to a submission guy.
I'm looking at Patrick Smith here, but I doubt that's who you're talking about.
No. It's funny. I typed in UFC 2 and I got EA's UFC Sports UFC 2. Mm-hmm. Fucking hell.
Is it Ken Shamrock? Oh, no, I'm kidding.
No. Well, he ended up fighting Ken Shamrock for the super belt at some point in time. Fuck me, I can't. I'm horrible with names.
I know exactly who you're talking about. He likes talking, that guy. Dan Severn.
Severin, yes.
He was also in WWE. God damn it. When I said
Dan
Ken
Severn,
Shamrock, I should have known.
Severin, that's. But yeah, Dan Severn did not like punching people. I don't know if he ever really, because he ended up doing fairly well in Pancrase, which is my recollection, mainly because you didn't strike directly, you did the palm strikes. Mm-hmm.
Pancrase is pretty cool. It's not as cool now, but it's all right. Can watch that on UFC Fight Pass.
But yeah, it's just whatever.
Mm-hmm. Last time I watched it, it seemed like it was like an apartment building or something.
That's funny.
Like the conference room of an apartment building or something. So it was a little tiny cage too. Little cute cage. I prefer ring, if just for the simple fact of being a fan watching it there. A cage a cage just gets in the goddamn way so much. Especially the more sides you add to it. Like the Bellator cage is the goddamn worst, man. As a viewer being there in person, it's the worst. The UFC cage is a little bit better. Victory FC has a square cage. I would like to see that in person. I bet you get some good viewing angles in that.
Okay, so it's UFC 4. I was way off. Fuck.
I don't know about way off. You were, God, 2 times
Well,
off. It's twice the number. Jeez.
Exactly.
You might as well be like 100 to 200. So far off, man.
Wow. Audience was
5.
5,870. Like, wow. 5,857. They actually have it down to like, that's fucked up.
I actually,
like, to what?
I actually love those events that are just smaller. They don't do them anymore, but
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what they used to do for the Ultimate Fighters.
sometimes they would even use the smaller cages when they went to like a Hard Rock or something.
Yeah. That's what yeah.
Because like I'm looking at this one, UFC Fight Night Live, September 17, 2008. Diaz versus Neer, Omaha Civic Auditorium, 9,000. Yeah, like those are the best shows. I personally like going to the smaller ones, even if the cards aren't as great. Because the show that I went to, Bellator, was really good, and it was just a casino. I don't know what the attendance was in that thing. No idea. Anyways, yeah. So do you want to talk about the UFC that's coming up here?
Yeah.
It's coming up real soon this weekend, 2 days.
Like 3 days. Yeah.
It's Alvarez versus, that guy that everybody knows.
Well, there
McGregor.
is the point of mentioning the Tim Kennedy and Sugar Rashad Evans is not happening because
Yes.
Rashad apparently has something growing on his head that's not supposed to be, or growing in his brain that's not supposed to be there. Not saying that it's a tumor, but it's some sort of brain damage cyst type thing that's like, what the fuck, holy shit crapsicles. So they're apparently both getting paid. They're showing up because it was something to do with the doctors cleared them to fight, but it was something to do with New York that they need to have an insurance policy on them for $1 million, and the insurance company wasn't willing to.
Yeah, and it's been pushed to
Insure him?
UFC 206.
Oh, so they actually did reschedule it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was figuring that was what was going to happen because the UFC doctors cleared him, but he couldn't get the license to fight because he couldn't get the insurance. Like, it's just a really weird fucking thing.
So check this out. Prelims, UFC Fight Pass, first fight, Lise Carmouche, versus Kathleen Chukagian.
What the fuck? Miller and How the fuck is that what the fuck? This card is fucked up.
What? yeah, I know.
That Miller and Alves
yes.
is a fucking a fight pass like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so Lise Carmouche versus Kathleen versus. Anyways, Lise, I'm just gonna go with her. That's who I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, like I know who Carmouche is. I've seen her fight. I haven't actually seen.
It's gonna be a good fight.
Again.
It's gonna be a good fight. This is probably gonna go for the full 3 rounds, and it's gonna be them beating each other up.
Yeah,
Then Jim Miller versus Thiago Alves is the main event of the Fight Pass stuff.
That is fucked up.
Who wins that one though?
That's. It really depends on the weight cut of Alves. Because if he can cut the weight cleanly, I think he should. But if it goes into the 3rd round, I could see his weight cut causing a lot of problems. But his striking is fucking ridiculous for welterweight. I don't know what the fuck that's going to be in lightweight. He obviously had to get smaller because there's no way in hell he's cutting that weight healthy if he is not. I don't know what he's going to look like. Watching the weigh-ins actually should probably be a pretty interesting thing tomorrow on that fight. And that's what it really would come down. If he can cut the weight cleanly or healthy, I'm pretty sure Alves will win.
So, I'm looking at the odds. They're super close. They're actually really close.
Well, yeah.
Some of them actually have it pretty even. Like plus 140.
It really comes down to that weight cut, I think. Because if he can't cut the weight, Miller can go for fucking 5 rounds, no problem. So he's just going to submit him late second or in third. But if Alves can go 3 rounds, like he was going 3 rounds well in welterweight, but the weight cut, first time he's doing it, I don't know what. It's hard to say. But
so like
he can easily end this in the first round from his striking, because Miller's striking's not anywhere near the same level. But then Alves' ground, he's supposed to be a black belt, but I've never really seen him off his back do all that much.
So I'm trying to remember. So the plus minus, how it works is when you're minus, you bet 100. On that. The minus, you're favored. And the plus is Okay, so minus is you gotta bet. That's how much you gotta bet to win 100, and then the plus is you win that much if you bet 100. That's how it works.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So like the minus 160, you win 160. Sorry,
if you bet 160,
you win 100. Yes.
Yeah.
So Thiago Alves is the favorite in that fight over Jim Miller.
Because my friend and I were at one of the Rousey fights. We were looking at that, and it was like you'd have to bet like $1,000 to win 100.
Yeah,
because she was like minus 900 or something like that. It was just like we were looking at it going,
I think that was
you bet this on this other girl and she wins, you get like $1,000.
That wasn't Carmouche. That was the fight after that. Those odds were crazy. And then there you go. That's the Fight Pass stuff. Fox Sports 1, Vicente Luque versus Belal Muhammad. Muhammad is crazy. I'm going to go with him, but Luque is also a tough motherfucker. Because his last fight was versus Hector Urbina, and he won via KO. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm just going to go with Muhammad, and the actual favorite of this fight is Muhammad. So there you go. He's minus 140. The next fight.
I don't know Vincent.
I know.
So like I've seen I remember Muhammad fighting, so I don't.
They're good they're good undercard fighters.
Yeah, yes. Fair enough.
Rafael Natal versus Tim Boetsch.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think Boetsch is gonna get destroyed in this one.
Probably. Because Boetsch has not been fighting well recently, so.
And Natal is a minus 150 in this one. Tim Boetsch is plus 130.
It's not horrible odds against Boetsch.
It's not. It's not. I would not bet for him though. Habib Nurmagomedov versus Michael Johnson. Nurmagomedov is a pretty substantial favorite here, minus 281. 290 in most books.
That's getting up there, yeah.
Yeah. And Michael Johnson plus 245.
Yeah.
I would definitely go. I don't know if I would put money on it. I don't know if I'd put money on this fight. Habib is definitely the one to go
Habib has
with.
a lot to lose, though.
Yes.
Because Johnson could come out and knock him the fuck out. Because Johnson's striking is good enough to be able to do that. I'm not like... I do think Khabib is going to win. It's just Johnson has so much to fucking gain from this, and Khabib has so much to lose.
And it's on free TV in New York. A lot of people are going to be watching this.
Yes,
possibly more than the pay-per-view. Probably not, but it's going to be close.
Legitimate people watching, I don't know, but
Just in the U.S.,
Yeah,
a lot of people are going to be watching the free stuff.
But
Frankie Edgar is the goddamn main event
Yeah.
versus Jeremy Stevens. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand how they're like Khabib and Johnson are not in front of that.
And Frankie Edgar is favored minus 325 versus.
Whoa, really?
Yes, I don't. That maybe bet on Stevens.
Yes, do it.
Yeah,
Like if you're putting down money, I'd put down money on Stevens just because of those fucking odds.
he's a plus 265. He's a
Wow.
plus 280 in some books. So
Yeah. Like I wouldn't write off Steve. Like, dude, that motherfucker hits hard.
that's the second
I
highest
guess
odds.
Edgar does, but like Edgar took that Maynard shit and ended up fucking drawing out that fight and actually knocking him out in the second. Like
That's
Edgar
the
can
second
take a
biggest
fucking
odds
punch,
though
but-
of the event actually.
Yeah.
The highest odds of the men. Misha Tate versus Raquel Pennington starts the pay-per-view. This is one that I don't know if I would bet on either because it could go either way. Tate is
Tate can take her
favored,
down,
but not by a lot.
if Tate can take her down, I believe Tate will grind her out. But again, Pennington hits fucking hard.
And it only takes one punch early too.
Yeah. Well, again, how is Tate's nose after it got destroyed? Like one good fucking jab in her nose, it could just explode again. Like who the fuck? Like, I don't know.
Here's something else about this main card before we talk about it more. So it starts at 10. The first 3 fights are non-title, so that will push us to 11:30, and then the last fucking 3 fights are possibly 5-minute rounds. So this could maybe still be on TV at like 3 a.m.
Yep.
That's gonna be
Sucks
fucking
to be you.
insane. It's gonna be
Because I'm 2 hours different, so I'm 2
insane.
hours in the better way. Because if it not being absolutely fucking insane.
It's crazy. Anyways, Kevin Gastelum versus Donald Cerrone is next. This one, this could also go this could go to 3 rounds too. These are the two first
I want to say
fights.
Gastelum,
Yeah.
but I can't remember how good Gastelum's chin is.
He's all right.
I know he's not bad. He is like half Mexican or something like that, so he could have that going. But
I could easily see the first two
Cerrone,
fights.
like what the fuck? Like to the point that he dropped Cote like 4 times in that fight, and Cote is supposed to was at one point in time like a fucking monster. But again, that was years ago, so it's slightly different. And then what he did to fucking was it Stout or was it which one did? Oh, Story, Rick Story, not Stout. So yeah, Rick Story, like he just like fucking axe murdered him. Like it was ridiculous. So I don't know. Like Cerrone, again, it comes down like I think Gastelum will pressure him a lot more than what Story did. So Cowboy typically can collapse under that pressure. He has in the past. And Gastelum will definitely be the larger fighter, so that can go for him in the first round or two.
Again, though, I could easily see the first 2 fights going the full distance. Easily. Like
I
Kevin
highly
Gastelum,
doubt that fight will go the distance.
I don't know, man. I could easily see a KO or something happen in this fight, but at the same time, I could easily see them being matched so closely and trying to get at each other that maybe they won't land too much. They'll land, but will it be substantial enough?
Gastelum will try to take him down.
Yeah, he could fuck him up on the ground
shit.
maybe too, but that I don't know, man.
But Cerrone's the brown belt, so he's not bad. So, or is he even a black belt now? He was a brown belt years ago.
So that's only the second fight of the pay-per-view there.
Yeah,
And
and that could be a fucking main event for a TV card easily.
Chris Weidman and Yoel Romero is next.
Yeah, Juice versus Captain America Part 2.
So Weidman is minus 180 around in the books.
Okay. I don't like wrestling is definitely going to go to Romero.
I might bet on Romero on this one.
Yeah. If it gets out of the first round, I'll go with Weidman. It would have to be Weidman. Because Weidman's not going to tire out. He's going to be able to go 3 rounds like it's a fucking piece of cake. But if he can get out of the first round, it's his. But is he going to get out of the first round?
Mm-hmm.
And is he going to piss hot? Again.
Questions.
So, yeah. That guy is a fucking muscle-bound fucking... Like, I understand how you can get that large, but to getting that large and doing what he's doing is just stupid.
Yep. And then the first of the...
Fight of the night.
Title fights. This one right here?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. This is another fight I could
of the
see
night.
going 5 rounds. Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Joanne is not going to have this go 5 rounds.
We'll see. Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Carolina Kowalkiewicz.
Good luck.
So this is the biggest odds here. This is the fight of not being able to pronounce the names. Minus 390. We'll just say she's about minus 400 in most books.
Yeah.
As the favorite.
Joanna wants to beat the fucking hell out of her for the stupidest reason in the world, but she wants to beat the living shit out of her.
Because she's Polish, dude.
Well, it's because the people in Poland think that Karolina is the better fighter, and Joanna is just, fuck that. I'm just going to kill her. I'm going to rip her fucking head off and piss down her fucking
It's
neck.
a better story than most stories of freaking Ronda Rousey's opponents. We just found her.
Well, I don't really care so much about the storylines. I just want to see the fucking fights. And Joanna is a fucking axe murderer.
The thing about her division is not it's not like it's stacked. So hey, just get somebody in there.
Well, it's new though, so it's fair enough.
Yes.
Not.
I honestly cannot name too many other people from that weight class. Like there's Michelle Watterson and I think Paige VanZant.
Pennington,
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Well, Watterson's not really supposed to be a 115, but sure. Because she
whatever's
wasn't
there. Whatever's there, man.
Yeah, no, Joanna's just a fucking max murderer. Like,
we'll see.
I guess if she could be, if she is stupid, she could be over passionate and get fucking rocked because she just does the Jose Aldo and goes.
I don't know enough about Carolina to say anything, and
I've seen a couple of her fights, and she's a really good striker, but lacks ferocity.
Sure.
Like, she's technically really good, but she doesn't want to go out there and fucking kill someone. Joanna wants to go out there and fucking kill someone.
Maybe this is the motivation she needs.
Yeah, and she understands that this woman's going to come out and actually try to fucking rip her head off or knock her head off with knees or something like that. So yes, that could be motivation to go, oh fuck, I need to fucking do something.
And this is for the pride of the country.
Yeah. And a whole lot of fucking money because if she wins that belt, but...
Mm-hmm. And it's a storyline, and it's like immediate rematch. That's what's going to happen if she wins, for sure.
Yeah.
Stephen Thompson is next, and he's against Tyrone Woodley. For what, the welterweight? Yeah, the welterweight championship. This is like one of the fights that is probably not going to go to distance.
Thompson's just going to run away and pick him apart.
Yeah.
I highly doubt Woodley's going to get a hold of him. And I don't know if Thompson can finish him.
I think he could finish him. I think he could.
Because Woodley's going to be smart enough to know that he knocked the fuck out of Johnny Boy. So he's not, like, he knows he has power. So it's just going to be like a really slow chess match of what the fuck's going to happen. It's going to be Rory McDonald and Thompson again, which Wasn't a horrible fight, but wasn't a good fight either.
We shall see.
Yeah.
I think that Thompson could maybe knock him out or do something else.
Well, I think Thompson's going to win, but I don't think it's going 5 rounds, and it'll be like a reasonably good fight, but it's not going to be
out of
like,
out of the 3 championship fights, this is the one I think that's going to have a finish. If I had to pick. Anyways,
I think the
I
next
don't think
one's going to have a finish either way, but
I don't see Conor McGregor finishing Eddie. I don't see it. I just
Correct.
don't see it.
Correct. I think Eddie's going to take him down and just beat the fuck out of him until his face is a bloody pulp.
Maybe late in the fight, maybe.
Yeah, no, that might be part of the tactic of just try to tire him out so you can actually hold him down easily and just beat the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair enough. It might be 4th round.
The odds
round,
are goddamn close, man. Conor McGregor's minus
because
160.
it's Conor McGregor. Everyone wants to bet on Conor McGregor because he's fucking. Every person in Ireland is betting on Conor McGregor. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah,
and probably putting a lot of money on him too.
So the odds should be in Eddie Alvarez's, like they should be further apart if that's true.
But the rest of the world understands what the fuck's going to happen, and
do they? I don't know if they do.
So who's actually ahead, Alvarez or?
I don't know. Well, Conor McGregor is the favorite. He's minus 160.
Whoa, 160 really? So he's actually, 160. What, one plus 180 plus 190?
No, plus 135.
Oh,
when you go even, it's usually what, like 140 ish, 135, 135
ish. Yeah.
Around there.
But 160 that's a little not even though.
No, that's usually what 160 is around.
Well, no, you'd be 130, 140 for even.
Because I'm looking at the odds here, like minus 140 is plus 120. So. Mm-hmm.
Alvarez.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna win. I'm not picking. I'm not picking anybody on this one.
Third or 4th round, ground and pound stoppage.
Yeah. The problem is Conor McGregor could end him, but he's Alvarez, so I don't see that really happening. But it could happen. But I don't see it happening.
I don't think Alvarez is gonna be stupid enough to actually box with him. It will be interesting on what he does in the first round, how much damage he can avoid,
or how much damage he can take.
Yeah, I guess it'd be both, because more damage you can avoid means that he's tiring out McGregor more without actually taking anything. So yeah, it'd be a bit of both, but I would say damage avoid will probably be the key.
Yeah.
Because like we already know that he can take a lot of damage. It's just like the Cerrone fight on how much damage he took, and like he lost that fight, but he still took a lot of fucking damage.
Well, that's Alvarez's style. Like even in Bellator, he just gets beat up sometimes. He takes it to dish it out again afterwards.
Yeah, well, Cerrone lit him up. It was 88-48 for significant strikes. So he almost doubled it. Like that was a pretty, and I remember that being a pretty one-sided fight.
Looking at this, Eddie Alvarez beat Shinya Aoki at Bellator 66. I don't even remember Aoki in Bellator.
First round, he was pretty even with Cerrone. And then his second and third, with the third round, it was just fucking ridiculous. He 4-1'd him.
All right. I think we're going to head out for today.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. So, hey, next week, we're only going to talk about video games on Fresh Air. If you want to hear us talk about MMA and stuff, we're going to have a new show called Sprawl and Brawl, newish show.
Newish.
There's a feed up on iTunes already if you want to go follow and subscribe to Sprawl and Brawl. Get ready for next week. 'Cause that's where it's going to pop up. The feed's already up, and if you want to listen to super old episodes from 2012, go for it. Go for it.
Is it really that long ago?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes. That night that I drank a lot at the bar with May, and then did that show and puked all over the place. That was 2012.
Yeah.
It was a great time. Yeah, I wish I still had that show. It's gone forever.
Oh.
I remember at the time, I was kind of like embarrassed about it, but man, I wish I had it still. It's funny because
That would have been a YouTube sensation. You just make like a 4-minute clip of it. It would just, and it just like goes viral.
The feed
has 3 million hits.
The feed was muted too, so like Twitch was muted for most of the night. But I got the audio. Mhm. Anyways, yeah, go do that. Fresh Air is overrated. All that stuff. Megascorcher.com. All that goodness. YouTube. We're everywhere. Go check it out. See ya.
We're in your pants.
Mm,
No, not really.
only the ones who want it. Grab them by the pussy. Only the ones
Consent
that
is
want
not
it, though.
required. Consent is not.
Sure.
Yeah,